Kathy, this is streaming now, so you can share it on your Facebook page. If you go to my fan page.
I'll post a link in the chat on Zoom, Kathy. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be getting the show started in just another couple of minutes. A reminder that, as always, this is a free show, so do not feel obligated to tip. But for all that want to help support Don and all he's doing, that info is going to be going into the chats in just a moment. Thank you so much for your patience. We'll get started soon.
Hello everyone, welcome. Hey, it's Thursday night. Tonight we are partnering with the Me and Thee. Welcome to everybody who's here in the Zoom part of this thing. Those of you on YouTube, hello, welcome over there. And those of you on Facebook over there, hello and welcome. If you want to, if you could share this over there, that would be great. The more the merrier. People straggle in, as they might. So tonight, I just want to let you know how the night's going to lay out. I'm going to introduce Kathy from the Me and the Coffee House. She's going to talk about the venue for a few minutes, and then I'll perform till about a little before 8. Then we have our guest poet tonight. Our guest poet is Meredith Thompson. It's her unveiling. We know her as a great singer with Chris and Meredith Thompson, but she's a secret poet, and not too secret, but this is going to be one of her first times out, so we're going to do that. We'll take a little break. I'll come back out and perform until about 8:20 or thereabouts, and then we'll have an after party. And tonight in our after party, we have all kinds of people popping by. Tony Toledo's going to do a story for us, and he's been a long time volunteer at the Me and Thee. Also, Don Henry from, I think, Nashville, a great songwriter. He's going to play a few songs for us. And Chris Trapper, from, I think he lives in Newburyport, from the Push Stars, he's going to come by. And I think we also may show a little video of my friend Jeff Bartley. So who knows what's going to happen in the after party after that. But so let me introduce Kathy Sands Bamer to you. She's been a devoted person for the Me and Thee for a long time, works really hard, and so please make her feel welcome if you can, everybody. There you go.
Hey. Thanks, John, so much. It's a delight and an honor to have this opportunity to tell everybody a little bit about the Me and Thee. For those of you who are not aware of us, we are a 51-year-old coffee house that's located at the Unitarian Universalist Church in Marblehead, Massachusetts. Needless to say, since COVID, we've been a little bit shut down. So we've been doing some online shows, generally on Fridays, which is our standard night. And we have presented many great acts throughout the years. We've had we even presented a show with Pete Seeger, believe it or not, back in the day. And we've had Suzanne Vega and Loudon Wainwright III and many big folk acts, as well as up and coming. So we try to keep a pulse on who's the right and the best, and continue to have those shows, and we're looking at 2022 probably for starting up again. But our next online show will be with Jeff Black from Nashville, and that will be on April 16th. So keep an eye out. It's not, this is late breaking news because it's not even up on our website yet. So look for it this weekend and we'll get it up. But I'm not going to babble on anymore, but would love to, we're looking forward to tonight's show, and I'll hand it back to Dawn.
All right, thank you, Kathy.
Woo!
Thank you so much. All right, so those of you, look at all the people that are here tonight from Kansas and Nebraska. Nebraska, they're working hard because I got a note from them saying they were babysitting, so they must have those grandchildren tied up in a room in the back, maybe. Good job, Marlene and Tommy. Good there. And Sarah from California, she's here. So we want to get as many people unmuted as we can in the Zoom part of this thing so that I can hear them. So so go ahead and if you're not in too noisy of a place, Tony, you're in a nice quiet place over there in Beverly. Go ahead, and Sarah, California, come on, man. I can't.
I'm here, baby.
I can't even function without hearing your voice. There you go, right there. All right. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I know it's the weather's nice and all that stuff. So I really appreciate you being here and supporting what is really just a legendary venue near where I live. I mean, that 51 years of volunteer-based music is unheard of. So let's see what we can do here. Rascal is a dog, he ain't too bright. Me and Rascal were sitting on the couch last night when my woman come in, started to cry. She looked at us with such terror in her eyes. She said, I have raised these children for 18 years. Now they're growing up and they're moving out of here, and my big reward for all that I've been through is this dog as dumb as mud. And you, yippee-yahoo. Rascal looked at me in disbelief. He said, she can't be talking about you and me. She's got us to spend the rest of her whole life with. Would you please tell her how incredibly lucky she is? And I said, who's gonna love you any better than this? Will wake you up every morning with big wet kisses. When we hear the police sirens in your neighborhood, we throw our heads up in the air and we howl for you. Ow! My computer is howling at me, and that's cool. You gotta admit that's pretty cool. Well, you know, I don't believe we had succeeded in convincing her of the outrageous good fortune that had befallen her. In fact, instead of looking happy as she could be, she looked a little bit, well, you know, suicidal to me. But hey, kids go to college, kids move away, but dogs and husbands, that's who stays. To you it seems like a big trick of fate, but me and Rascal don't see it that way. We're thinking, ain't we cuddly, ain't we cute? We're both real funny, both real true. There's another thing about us that's very cool. If you scratch us on our belly, our left leg moves. And you gotta admit that's cool. Ow! Ow! Well, okay, so maybe we ain't that smart. We're a couple of mutts with a lot of heart. But no one could ever love you better or give you more loyalty than this dog is dumb as mud. And this dog is dumb as mud. And this dog is dumb as mud. And me, how lucky can one girl be? She's got a dog like you and a man like me. We'll be together well into this next century. Put that knife down, baby. There you go.
All right, done. Woo!
The crowd goes wild. The crowd's going wild. So Marlene, I see you got one of your grandkids there. So they probably they're just tolerating this sound that comes on the out of your computer. But I'm gonna play this song for them. It's called Psycho Mom and Dad. They should call it Psycho Grandma and Granddad. Marlene and Tommy in Nebraska are babysitting 3 grandchildren tonight. If you see something burst into flames over there in one of these squares, it could be one of those 2 over there. All right, so here we go. This is for Marlene. Take Tommy. What is your grandkids' names? What are their names?
Lucas, Brigham, and Marley.
You better remember those names, Tommy. They're a little slow on the uptake there. Lucas.
Well, right, it's BLM.
Their initials, yeah. Brigham, Lucas, Marley, so they BLM.
You've got a way to remember it, right? Good.
Right.
That's good. That's handy. All right. So this is for
There's Tucker, the little dog.
This is for all 3 of them, and we'll be able to, maybe if they start driving you crazy, we'll spotlight you and we can see we can see the family dynamics going on in Nebraska. When Mama come home from work today, I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor. And the table was covered with peanut butter and half-eaten sandwiches. There was cereal bowls, an open jar of mayo, and an empty can of tuna fish. Dad was Dad was eating a pizza. He had 2 or 3 slices gone. Sports page was laying on the living room floor, and the football game was on. When Ma tripped over my toy transformer, that pushed her over the edge. And that's when we knew she was turning into Psycho Mom again. She's screaming, I'm fed up, I'm finished, I'm through, I've had it up to here with all of you, I'm running away. I'm leaving today, I'm gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, used to be calm. We're picking up after you animals, turn me into Psycho Mom. I used to scream that part, but now I'm afraid I'll hurt myself. I'm old, you know. Ma was working and Dad was babysitting us the other night. Me and my brother started yelling at each other and we got into a fight. We were punching, kicking, scratching, pinching, pulling each other's hair. And just about the time we knocked the TV over, we saw Dad standing there. His blood was bubbling, he didn't say nothing, he stood there at the door. Me and my brother took a look at each other and we looked up from the floor. And Dad started to scream like a wild banshee and started pulling out his own hair. And that's when we knew he was psycho too, and we better get out of there. He's screaming, I'm fed up, I'm finished, I'm through. I'm running away. I'm leaving today, I'm gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, never got mad. Babysitting you animals turned me into Psycho Dad. There's more. So pay attention, little one. This is very important information now for you. You could learn a lot of things. For an hour, my mother and father were trying to keep us in bed, and me and my sister never miss a chance to play with their heads. We were using every excuse in the book to try to keep from going to sleep. She said, I'm thirsty. I said, I gotta pee. She said, I forgot to brush my teeth. We just got done with that classic one, Upon This Fateful Night, where you say it's too dark and they turn on the light. Then you cry, cause the light's too bright. And my eyes bugged out and Dad's head exploded and they both climbed up the wall. You should thank the Lord that you were not born to Psycho Dad and Mom. They're screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through. I've had it up there with all of you, I'm running away. You're leaving today, gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $0.01 a pound to anybody that will take you. We used to be normal. You remember Teresa, don't ya? It was way before we bought this house that we lived in for 30 years. We were hitchhiking around the country trying to find ourselves. We were peaceful creatures. We were reading Be Here Now by Ram Dass. We believed in love and peace and quiet. We never got mad. Raising you animals turned us into Psycho Mom and Dad. There you go.
Woo! All right, John. Woo!
Psycho!
Psycho. All right. So again, everybody that's new to the Zoom part, go ahead and unmute yourself. If you're in a relatively quiet place, we like to hear some applause and some laughter and all that stuff. I'm gonna Let me do this. Normally I would do this later or not at all. I haven't actually sang for a long time, but I like singing it when I'm looking at a little girl, actually. So there is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she is waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now that she is 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them. In a world that seems to keep getting colder, she has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. No, they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working jobs too. They're raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of a life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her. And she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her granddad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real, simple, and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real, simple. Love is real, simple. Love is real, simple, and true. There you go, you got it.
Woo! Beautiful.
That's right.
Woo! And beautiful
Wow.
grandkid too. She's cutie.
That song is a gift every time I hear it.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. So, Here's one that's not a gift to anybody anytime they hear it.
Liar.
The song for I've lived in Lynn all my life. I'm 5 generations here. I'm moving. This is my last night sleeping in this house, and
Congrats.
we don't know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go stay in an apartment here in Lynn for a while and try to look. But we're looking to move out of Lynn. And I have to tell you, Kathy, a place we looked at the other day and we almost bought was in Swampscott, right? So my daughter's like, really? You're gonna like, what are you gonna do? Change the words to your song? I'm like, look, I'm always from Lynn, no matter where I live, right? This was an amazing place in Swampscott near some conservation land and all that. Just didn't work out. But I'm open to everything now. Having said that, this is a song called I'm From Lynn. What can I say? For all my friends in the local North Shore area here. Remember that I wrote this in the 70s, and you talk about Swampscott and Marblehead, but given half a chance, I would live in either one of those towns right now. And I would have, even when I wrote this song, just to be honest with you. I was born in the city of Lynn, home of the first turbine engine. And as if that wasn't enough, it's also the home of marshmallow fluff. You can travel the whole country, you'll never find a bigger fluff factory. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn just act this way. I don't talk slick like I'm from the Hant. I'm the son of a 30-year GE man. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? I used to hang around in Barry Park. That's illegal after it gets dark. Stand on the bleachers where things got smoked and beer was jug-a-lug. Bottles broke later in the evening when the police come. 27 juveniles are on the run. Juveniles are running every way you see. Jumping over fences, climbing in trees. But Don White is too loaded to get away. His name is in the paper on the next day. His mother and his father, they can't believe he would publicly humiliate the family. I gotta tell you, that whole verse was a lot funnier to me before I had teenagers of my own. Now I have grandchildren that are almost teenagers. It's a vicious cycle. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. I'm not from Swampscott or Marblehead. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? On the corner of every street, somebody's cooking something greasy to eat. Deep fat is frying everywhere you look. The town is bound for the record books. A million sub shops open all night long. Socio-intestinal phenomenon. Socio-intestinal phenomenon. You know, I've had a lot of good moments as a songwriter, but I think I pinnacled with that line when I wrote it in 1978 or something. It was all downhill from there. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this away. There's no room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls and a submarine. Julia Child, get out of my way. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? I left Lynn 10 years ago. I did not know where I was gonna go. 10 of my friends were leaning up against a bar and grill. 10 years later, they're leaning there still. Half of my friends who are not on the street are dead in jail or annoying me. And I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. They won't even let me in a Marblehead. They're afraid I'll steal something, and I have, and I might again. Don't be staring at me that way. I'm from Lynn, what can I say?
Woo! Yeah!
Anybody know?
Woohoo!
All right,
Never sorry to hear that song.
Anybody know about a good
Never.
house for sale in any of those places I say I'm not from? I'll buy it.
All right.
Woo!
Hey, Neil, good to see you. Those of you watching on the other platforms, if you look in the chats, we will put the information so that you can come over to the Zoom part of this and be interactive and yap at me in between songs. I like that, you know, up to a certain point. We don't put the clickable link out. You have to cut and paste the password and the meeting number. That's because the clickable links are subject to Zoom bombers, and when we've had them, and we think they're hilarious, but some people get really disturbed by their bad behavior in our meetings, and so we discourage them. But to me, it's hilarity. It's hilarity when we've had them. Yes, somebody in a little square behaving as like totally irresponsibly. It's just fun to watch, I think. But that's not the general sentiment for the public. So we keep those Zoom bombers out. You cut and paste your meeting number and your password, and come on over here and hang out with us and join the fun. All right. Here's one we put the kids to bed with. These are the days. Let's see. These are the days when your hair turns all gray and your naivete starts slipping away. When your teenage children prove themselves to be exactly as stupid as you used to be. Stupid, stupid. Your kids are doomed to be stupid, stupid, stupid. The curse your mama put on you came true. I hope your kids grow up and act just like you. It's a 4th of July party and the whole family's there. Little kids, teenagers, and adults everywhere. Your Uncle Charlie says, have you seen my beer? I left a case of Budweiser sitting right over here. 2 hours later, your son's on his knees, puking his guts out, crying, kill me, God, please. And you say, pardon me, son. Have you any idea what might have happened to Uncle Charlie's case of beer? And he looks up at you with death on his face and says, honest dad, it must have been something I ate. Stupid, stupid. This kid thinks his dad is stupid, stupid, stupid. The curse your mama put on you came true. I hope your kids grow up and act just like you. You take all your worst qualities and all of your wife's, you stir them up together till they're blended just right, and then you let that simmer for about 14 years with 5 pounds of attitude and a couple of beers. Then you pour that concoction in a big baking bowl. You add 10 pounds of hormones that are out of control, and what you created will go by the name of the everything that sucks about you both souffle. That's right. My mom is laughing her head off. She's rolling on the floor. She's saying, stop it, Dawn. I can't take this anymore. Because the funniest thing that my mom has ever seen is me yelling at my kids for behaving like me. Ta-da.
Oh, I love it. Love it. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it.
There you go. I'd be careful not to play that at the Unitarian church. Although when we play in the churches, it's not full of the, but like just picture that, like in a room full of really sweet, kind, wanting the world to be better, Unitarians, and they're like, is he calling children stupid? What? That's not nice. That's not right. It's just not fair to do to them. So normally I wouldn't do that. But here on the internet, anything goes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, anything goes. Went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know. And drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. In 1993, if you were talking to yourself walking down the street. It was sad because it meant that you were crazy. Now it means that you're a businessman. It's not crazy but still kind of sad. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, I waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. You know, my boss is younger than my children are. I've got to tell you, people, that's so bizarre. He's so adorable. When he yells at me, it makes me want to pinch him on his cheek and say coochie coochie coo coochie. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, I waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. You know, a lot of good musicians used to say to me, you can't play guitar, you can't sing, so you can never make it in this here scene. And I don't think that they were wrong. But I wonder where they all have gone. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, I waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know. If drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on, they're not thinking about you at all. They just keep on rolling, keep on rolling, they keep on rolling along. There you go.
Great job.
Done. That'd be great.
Yay!
Oh, Elizabeth. Oh,
Hi, hi.
Elizabeth.
This is so funny now. Like, I know everybody by their voices now. It's so funny. So now I'm looking at you all. Hey, Kathy, welcome. Kathy Lee, hi, nice to see you. And for those of you who want to pop over here to this side, you're welcome to come over here to the Zoom side and give me your opinion about what just happened in between songs. You know, up to a point, right? So here, let me do this one here for. Let's see. So, Brandon, I'm going to do this one here if you can set it up. So I want to talk, I was just talking to somebody on the phone who wasn't doing that well. You know, a lot of folks during this time are not doing that good. And he lost a bunch of people that recently from cancer and different things like that. So I'm going to tell you this story. Some of you have heard it before. Forgive me for this, but this is about my friend Joan Lynch. So this is a while back. My agent called me. It was my daughter, actually. My daughter was handling private things, and then I had another agent handling, you know, stuff where I had to travel to. And so she called me and told me that I had a gig in South Boston. It was for a woman who was in recovery. A big portion of my fan base is people in recovery. I personally haven't had a drink since 1990, which was the year that I bought this house, actually. So I moved into this house, quit drinking. Now 30 years are gone. I'm moving out. I think it's time to have a drink, don't you? I think my wife would hate the joke right there. That would be the kind of joke that would put my wife right over the edge. So those of you that are not, you know, if you want to unmute yourselves, and you know, as long as you're in a pretty quiet place, so I can feel you. That just so like some interaction here. So so it was a woman in recovery. It was her wedding. I was going to play. There's going to be a DJ. I play a few songs after the DJ played. So a couple days before a week before the event, she called me back and said it's not going to be a wedding anymore. I go, what? She goes, it's the you know, I don't know what happened, but the husband is gone, and she's but I go, so why am I going? She goes, it's not going to be a wedding. It's going to be a celebration of life or sobriety or something. So right away I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have, you know, like me and my piercing eye, I'm going to be able to look at this woman whose wedding fell apart the week before and see how she is pretending to be okay with that. You know, I just thought it would be a good study, you know. So I go there and I meet this woman, and right away I'm totally struck by her. She didn't I'm looking at her thinking she must be like the cleverest actor in the world, or she's truly not like anybody else I've ever met, because she was just as happy as if she was at her wedding. like, and I was really looking carefully. Like I kind of prided myself in being able to see, facade, right? But I couldn't. And she just charmed me right away. And the first thing that happened is that she had these shoes on. They were like red shoes with diamonds on them and sparkly things. It looked like she could click her heels and head off right into space. So just for fun, I put my foot next to hers. And just for contrast, I had like a $10 pair of shoes on, and she like took a camera out and snapped a picture of it. So we started out that way, and then we just were talking, and then the music started, the DJ started playing, and she walked over to the stage, and as she was leaving, she said, "I have stage 4 breast cancer, and it's in my bones." And she walked away from me and got on the dance floor. And I had one of those moments, like a moment like, man, like what, I've been around people, we all talk about, what do you call it, carpe diem, seizing the day. Like, in fact, if I go on my Facebook feed right now, I'll find 20 people telling me to seize the day. Which, the irony of somebody sitting in front of a computer screen, not seizing the day, and sending me a meme telling me to seize the day, that's not an irony that's lost on me. I totally appreciate the irony of that moment there, right? So we all understand it intellectually, but when you're around somebody for whom tomorrow is a gigantic question mark, there's nobody like them. It's like being around a holy person, because they know they might not wake up the next day, and so they're different than other people. They're like,
let me know.
When they smile at you, you never saw a smile like that. It kind of cracks the glass on your eyes. When they hug you, like she gave me a hug, and I felt like I could float into the sky. It felt like when I was hugging her, it felt like there was nothing else happening on earth. Like all the plants stopped growing, all the dogs stopped barking. Like there was just this hug happening, right? Because she was that much in the moment. And then she went on the dance floor and danced. And so when they smile, you never seen a smile like it. When they hug you, you never seen a hug. You got a hug like it. But when somebody for whom tomorrow is a gigantic question mark dances, you never seen anything like that in your life. Oh man, like I don't even know how to describe it. She was just twirling. It's almost like in a movie where the on a dance floor everybody fades away and just one light is on the person, just sort of going. And so I went home and I wrote this song for her. Her name is Joan Lynch. She became a good pal of mine. She had a women's shelter that she started that we raised money for, and she just became my pal, and she taught me a lot about life. And I think this is a nice way to speak. Well, I think when you speak people's names, it matters, I'm not sure who's speaking her name today, but I am here today, and I feel good about it. So I just want to tell you one more thing. She would come to see me. She came to see me at Club Passim when she was so sick. I don't think she lived much longer than this. And she unplugged herself from the hospital. She was getting treatments or whatever. And she said, "I'm going to see John White at Passim." They're like, "No, they're like, she's like gone." And when she got there, she was so beautiful. She had this beautiful purple multicolored scarf on, and she was all done up, and she looked so good. And I asked her friend about it, and she told me that even if she had one good hour a day, that she would always try to look beautiful so people wouldn't worry about her, right? So that they would say she's doing good. Then she'd go home and be sick, be throwing up, and all the stuff that comes with having that kind of cancer. So this is for Marie Lynch and for everybody who needs a reminder to seize the moment. She was the best I've ever seen at this, and we'll send this out to everybody who needs a reminder of that. And I see Meredith is here. Meredith, I think if you can find the recording of this song, it's on an album called More Alive. You'll hear Chris and Meredith's voices, I think, back in this thing. She told me she was stage 4. She walked onto the dance floor like it was the last dance of her life. Never saw a smile so bright, never got a hug so tight. I never saw a dance hall light illuminate a soul so bright. These eyes have seen a lot of things, but they never saw angel wings till they watched a woman dancing like it was the last dance of her life. Like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance of her life. I know that people love the old cliches, how everybody ought to seize the day. They post them on their social page every hour of every day. But you've got to love the irony of sitting down at a computer screen, posting carpe diems day and night, while your life goes passing by. I never saw some smile so bright, never got a hug so tight, never saw a dance hall light illuminate a soul so bright. These eyes have seen a lot of things, but they never saw angel wings till they watched a woman dancing like it was the last dance of her life. Like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance of her life. Maybe tomorrow I will try to write a song about this precious life, but tonight I'd rather live this life than describe it while it's passing by. She told me she was stage 4. She walked onto the dance floor, and then her body started moving like this was the last dance of her life.
Beautiful, Dawn.
That's so beautiful.
Yay,
Dawn.
thank you.
Thank you for that, Dawn. Beautiful. So beautiful.
Love the
Wow.
photos too.
How are you
Great.
liking the comedy show so far, everybody? Worst comedy show ever, isn't it? All
A
right.
nice tap on the shoulder, though, just to say, hey, remember, have a little fun.
Yeah.
It's all good. So that means you have a good thought for people that you love. That's a good idea. Good that people that you know who taught you something in this world. All right. So let me play one more tune, then we'll have our guest poet, and we'll take a little break. Our break. We're just gonna take a few minutes break, and you can donate if you want during that. Then I'll be back and I'll play till about 20 past. So this one is new, relatively new. And it's thinking maybe because I'm doing this song, we might have to have a dance party at the end of this show. What do you think, Sarah? Dance party tonight? She's not there.
Woo!
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah says yes. All right. So here, in order to set up the dance party, I have to tell you this song that I'm gonna play for you is a new song, and this is how I've been writing lately. This is like a novella. Okay, it's like this is the way I write. Like I write like there's enough words in this song for 5 songs. Okay, and I'm not doing that anymore. When I'm done with this song, I'm only writing booty shaking songs after this. Booty shaking songs only, right? That's where the money's at. So I wrote a song that we'll do a dance party at the end, right? And it's because of this song that I wrote this other song that we're gonna play at the end. It's called Boom Chaka Wang Wang, right? And I wrote it in 2 minutes. Right? I wrote it while I was eating a sandwich and reading a calculus book. I used 2% of my brain power to write this song. It's going to be the most popular song that I've ever written, and it's a direct result of this thing that I'm going to play for you now, which is called That's What Makes You Beautiful, which has too many words in it. It's a novel crammed into a song, but that's the way I am. So here, we'll do this and then we'll carry on. Well, I promise I will give you a booty shaking song at the end to pay you back for suffering through this thing right here. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the strongest thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, not your hypnotizing smile. It's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old men's eyes find beauty in the story, in the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Beautiful, Dawn. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. Very beautiful, Dawn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Cheers,
Well done, Dawn.
thanks.
Love that song.
Yay.
Sure. Novella is crammed into 3 verses and a bridge. There you go. That's
We
it.
love the guy who wrote it, too.
All right. So listen. So I've said this many times. My world is broken up into 5 creative areas: folk singers, folk singing, songwriting, comedy, poetry, storytelling, and I guess lying would be the other one. Bullshit would be the 5th one, right there. So when I do my show well, which I don't always, but it's sort of equal parts, all of those things. You know, the best example, and Kathy, you might have had him at the me and Leah, you know, I assume, was Utah Phillips. Utah Phillips was equal parts raconteur, liar, storyteller, folk singer, you know, everything. And I just thought that was fascinating to be able to go seamlessly between all of these different things. And so, with that in mind, since this is my Thursday thing, I can do whatever I want within reason. I've been introducing poets to it. We have a poets corner coming up, and then and storytellers too. So I think we'll have a story in the after party too. But I want to introduce you to somebody that many of you will know. Because she's one of the best singers that's here. Her and her sister, Chris and Meredith Thompson, are really, you know, I don't know better singers around here. I mean, I use them whenever I can to sing with me on my recordings. But tonight, Meredith is going to perform some poetry. I've been watching her online. She's got I'm going to call it a secret poetry life, but it's like a side life, and the poetry is just lovely. And I just like the idea of taking people that you know for one part of what they do and showing you something else. So if we could make her feel welcome here, it would mean a lot to me. So how about a nice round of applause for Meredith?
Yay,
Meredith!
Meredith!
Yay!
Great to see you. Oop.
Oh, we don't have any sound from you.
Meredith, you gotta unmute your mic real quick. You're unmuted in Zoom, but the microphone doesn't appear to be. Nope, still got nothing. Make sure you have the right microphone selected in Zoom. There you go. Wait, I just heard something.
Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right. So no headphones. Okay, yeah, so, and I have started my timer, so make sure that I'm within time. Thank you, Don, so much for having me and for doing this kind of stuff. I think this in some ways, it's easy to see concerts now. I can be anywhere and see concerts, and so it's fun to be here. So I'll tell you a little bit about the poem, and then I'll read. My poems tend to be pretty short, but I'll do a couple, and then we'll take the temperature and see. Maybe I'll do 3. This one is about, I have 2 boys, and they used to read books and then they got like iPhones and iPads and the book reading stopped. And so I always like to read books, real books with real pages. And so that's what this is about. It's called Real Books with Real Pages. Before going to bed, I remind my boys to read real books with real pages. Take a break from YouTube. I know there are ebooks we can buy online from the place that has everything, but could really care less. All they want is your credit card and your address. And if there's no bookmark, how do you see progress? I like to hold paper. I like to turn pages, to feel the weight of the books in the book bags, to visit the bookstore, the one on the corner where they really care, where they run the school book fair. And yes, I do order. When I cannot find it, it comes in a package that's quickly recycled, the stuff that I want wrapped in things I don't need, covered in convenience, impersonal speed. What will they uncover in our future history? Our outdated hardware, our ancient processing speeds. When the time is right and curiosity comes, what relics have we left? What clues? What breadcrumbs? No tablets, no parchment that lasted for ages. Before going to bed, I read books with real pages.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful and so apropos, Meredith.
That's
Here, here.
I'm right with you.
Brava.
Yeah,
Different, is
it was wonderful.
okay. So my yeah, I like the pages, but you're Eric. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna try to do 2 more, but if I can only do 1 more, then we'll just do this one. This one is called Boundaries, and this weekend I had kind of a reminder. Sometimes you cross people's boundaries, and you realize, okay, the boundaries that we can't see are sometimes the most dangerous ones. And we're kind of on the boundary between winter and spring, and that's dangerous in New England. You know that. So here we go. This is called Boundaries. We walked the road, Lindy and me, and thought about the boundaries, like how the rain that hits the edge, the backbone of the watershed, feels its guide and feels the force. What calculus decides the course to icy melt that floods the banks, ignores the edges of the brook, and winds across the land, as so to carve the arc of the oxbow, revealing where the rivers bend, etched like a story on the land. While paperbacks, stacked side by side, hide silent stories locked inside with a clear beginning and end. But when the spring returns again and maple sap inside the trees migrates on up to feed the leaves that will unfold, that will unfurl, capture the springtime sun that fills this waking world. And one by one, prompted by the sun, opens as springtime air unlocks the ice and draws the crocus spikes to sky. Still, caught in spaces in between, the edges between winter, spring, we know better than to pretend we know just when the winter ends. It's never clear, and by design, no calendar, no posted sign declares winter's over. If rushed, the crocuses are likely crushed by April Fool's Day snow. If dared, we will all keep our coats prepared. We'll double check the almanac and check the borders, knowing that the most dangerous boundaries will be the ones we cannot see.
Woo! Nice.
Right on.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I have one more, or are we
Go
done?
ahead, Meredith. Go right ahead.
Go for it.
This is the last one that I'll do. This one is called Perspective. And one thing that I'm a science buff. I love all types of science. I especially love rocks. I love geology, and I think that there's so many interesting metaphors in science. So this one is called Perspective. Again, my name is Meredith Thompson. My twin sister and I play music as well. And if you find us, you can email me at let's see, what's the best way to do it? You know what, I'll send it to Don and he can post it. But you can go to cmthompson.com and find us that way. So, Perspective. When I tell you that I love you, I mean in geologic time. Mountains will rise and then crumble. Forests will grow tall, then fall. The oceans will close and then open, creating new and different shapes and forms and continents. Glaciers will grow and cover the earth in ice and then recede again, scarring the landscape with their bellies, dragging rocks and erratic, shaping drumlins, creating quite a mess. In spite of this, when I tell you that I love you, I mean in biologic time, picoseconds as enzymes embrace, catalyze, release, enabling the impossible, a piece of a larger series of reactions, matching nucleotides to codons, translating DNA into action. When I tell you that I love you, I mean in astronomic time. A supernova explodes in an instant, an expanding bloom sends out a single pulse like a ripple in a vacuum, triggers an inwards collapse when stars are born from dust and gas while galaxies spin with jeweled arms, extending outward, a million suns bending inward brilliantly, curving space-time far from flat, pulled by unseen gravity. So simple. When I tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh. Yay!
Science!
Science, woot woot. Thanks so much for having me. And I'm definitely going to stick around. And cmthompson.com is the website. And thanks for listening.
Well, thank you one more time for Meredith Thompson, everybody. Come on now.
Yay!
Hey.
Thank you.
Singers doing poems, poets doing songs, comedians being serious. This world is upside down. All right, we're gonna take a 3-minute break here, and this is just, if you were in a venue, this would be enough time to pass the hat for me to splash a little water on myself. If you can donate, we'd appreciate that. But I say this every week, man, I've lived most of my life without any money, and so if you don't have any money, you're always welcome where I am. Always. Every time when we go back to playing gigs in the regular world, if you can't afford to come, you send me an email or something, and if there's room in that place, I'll let you in. You never have to feel uncomfortable about not having money in my world. However, if you are doing okay and you want to support the grocery bill here at the Dawn White show, and we're going to give a hunk of it to the Me and Thee to help them keep their thing going over there. We'll put the information up on the screen here, and it'll be in the chats, and we'd appreciate that. If you are old like me and you can't figure out which one of the holes on the back of your computer you put the dollar into in order to make it go through the internet, then you can fold it up and put it in an envelope and put a stamp on it and send it Pony Express, and I'll get it sometime soon. I'll see you in just a few minutes. I'll play till about 25 past or so, and then we'll have what is shaping up to be an amazing after party. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to everybody who was able to throw a few bucks toward me, my grocery bill, and the and the me and thee. Thank you. So let me play a couple more songs, and then we'll get after our after party. I want to thank everybody who comes every week for this. All of us artists. If you have artists that you love, you want to check their websites out and go to their Facebook pages, because it's no news to anybody that we all lost our way of making a living, and a little bit goes a long way. If you can pop into their online events or buy a CD or whatever, it really matters a lot. And so thank you for doing that for me every Thursday now since March or April of last year. And so let me play a couple tunes for you. I want to thank my friends on the other platforms. There's a whole bunch of folks over on the other platforms, people that were coming in from Washington State. Hello to you all. And I see Joe Collins over there, and Leanne, all those folks. They choose to remain anonymous over there, right? So like here is YouTube people. They're in the witness protection program. Hello. Okay, that's good for them over there. And over here on the other side, we have Facebook people. There they are, watching cat videos. I'm trying to do a concert here. Don't be watching cat videos over there while I'm doing this. All right, I can take it. I can deal with it. Now, here. So let me play two songs. We'll have a dance party, and then we'll get to our after party. So thank you for being so nice to me. You guys, you're the best. And this is a song I wrote a while back. Here. I lost my mother. I lost my father. Well, I really didn't lose them. I know exactly where they both are. It's not like they went for a walk, took a wrong turn and both got lost. It just hurts less to say I lost them than to say they're dead. Betty May is 82. She's having more fun than me and you. All she wants to do is laugh and sing. She's the biggest flirt I ever seen. She still flutters those baby blues like she did when she was 22. So much mischief in those eyes. I never seen someone more alive. More alive, more alive. Waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. When my mother died, I was so smashed up inside. I was crying like a baby. I thought the pain might kill me. And Betty said, son, you won't believe how many loved ones I buried. My father, sister, my brother, son, my husband, and my mother. And every time I lose a friend, I think I'm never going to laugh again. I lay around and watch bad TV till this feeling comes over me. And then I put some music on and play my favorite song. Dance around my living room like I did when I was 22. And shake loose of that pain inside on the day when I decide not only will I survive, I am going to be more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. She said, go ahead, feel your pain. Watch bad TV for days, but when you're ready to come out and play, Yo, come see Betty May, and we'll put some music on and play your favorite song. Dance around my living room like we both were 22. Shake loose of that pain inside on the day when you decide. Not only will you survive, you are going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, in time they can make you more alive.
Beautiful. Really nice.
Beautiful, Dawn. Absolutely.
The crowd goes wild. The crowd is going wild. Square number 15, they're going to need a doctor over there. That's what I think. Call the ambulance to square 15. There's big problems going on over there. All right. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up with this one. Then we're going to do my my song that I wrote because as a rebellion against all the last songs that I've written. As I was saying earlier, all my last songs are novellas. They're like novels crammed into 3 verses. So I'm gonna let you all hear my my antidote to that, which is just a booty shaking song, which is going to make me more money than anything I've ever done. People are going to come to my concerts. They're going to be saying, Don, we like your little novellas, but can you do a little more booty shaking, please? We like the boom chucka way way. But before we get to that, let me play this thing for you here. This is a song that I wrote when I was living in the state of Maine. We had my wife and I had hitchhiked for 3 years before that. Do you believe that? Like, we hitchhiked for 3 years, and we got a house in Maine, had no running water, 2-seater outhouse, nothing, right? So yeah, and one day I said to her, I believe that we do not have a penny. Like I believe literally we are penniless. Like there's no food stamps, no money in the bank. And she said, well, I believe that we should try to prove your theory. And so we went into the closet, stuck our hands in the jacket pockets to see nothing in there. We went into in the couch and we put our hands down there, maybe because you can always find something in there. And I go, hey, ha, ha, ha. No, that's a Cheerio. Wait a second. What over here? There's this is something else, right? So a cough drop. And so we realized that we were without a penny. And because we had hitchhiked for 3 years, we had really sort of been shaped to the idea that something will happen. Don't make the problem worse than it is. Let's see what happens. And so we danced. We did the "We Don't Have a Penny" dance around the living room. And as it turns out, our life shaped up okay, and we didn't make that or many of the other challenges in our lives more difficult in the moment, right? And that's something we learned from hitchhiking. We had no cell phones, no nothing. Something had to happen. Somebody had to be kind to us, or something good had to happen, and we just got used to that, believing that was possible. So we'll play this one. We'll do a little dance party. Then we'll have our after party. I can't wait to share my friends with you tonight. It's going to be so much fun, right? I overheard a man complaining how his 401k was not performing quite how he would like it to. As he sipped his double latte and continued to complain, I thought about that day in 1982. We were living in the shack with the outhouse in the back. If I'm not mistaken, you were pregnant too. We thought it might be funny to count up all of our money and discuss all the investing we could do. We pulled our pockets inside out, we pulled the cushions off the couch, stuck our fingers down deep inside. And then we emptied out the pockets of the jackets in our closet, but not one single penny did we find. So after the realization our financial situation was not conducive to investment at this time, we decided to invest in what we've always done best. We danced around the kitchen for a while, we do the victory dance. When life is such a mess, we don't know what else to do. We do the victory dance when being penniless became literal to me and you. Or you could jump off of a building, take a bunch of pills, or you could walk around in a trance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, go on and do the victory dance. Got fired from a job I had been working at for 20 years faithfully. Oh dear, oh God, my, how will I ever survive without a corporation taking care of me? I was so stressed out for weeks I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I didn't think that things would ever turn my way. And then a couple months went by, I began to realize, man, I really hated working at that place. So I started working for myself, improved my mental health. Now I'm happier than I've ever been before. Oh dear, oh my, oh God, I should have quit that stupid job 19 years ago. I do the victory dance when my life forces me to go out on my own. And then I just declare victory and I march my army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. Some things are always left to chance. If you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas, do the victory dance. When your life forces you to go out on your own, I say, just declare victory and then march our army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. Some things are always left to chance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, if you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas. If the world has gone to hell, in your car there's a 10-gallon bucket of Purell. And you're stuck in a tiny house with your children and your spouse. They canceled all your shows and you got nowhere to go. Now you're sitting in your room playing concerts on Zoom. What? And you wonder what it means to play songs to a computer screen. Across the top are little squares, and all your friends are trapped inside of there. And you say to your friends who are trapped in the squares, give me a sign, let me know that you're okay in there. I see signs of life there. Somebody just held up a sign, said save me. If you lose your money, but you still got your honey. If you lose your honey, but you still got some money. If you find it hard to cope cause your kids are all on dope, don't surrender yet. Try not to forget in this game of life we're in. In this game of life we're in. In this game of life that we are in. If you don't die, you win.
Well done.
Yay!
Very
Alright.
done.
Another Thursday night in the bucket. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. I really love you. This is the last time I'm going to be doing my show from my house. I sold my house. I'm moving out tomorrow. And I'm not taking the gigantic coronavirus backdrop.
Is the sale done? Is it on your website?
I'm sick of it now. I was originally thinking, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So have the coronavirus or looking over your shoulder. But now I'm just a little tired of it, intimidated. Your time has come. Your time has come. You're on the way out, mother. All right, now. So this is what we're gonna do. This is how it's gonna play out. We're gonna have a little dance party here, and then we're gonna take a 3-minute break. If you can donate, that'll be great. Then we have our after party. And I want to say this to everybody that if you're new, first of all, come on over to the Zoom part if you're on another platform, if you care to, but you can watch from over there.
Better here.
It's better here. So here's the thing. What we lost, all of us musicians in this business, is being together with other musicians, and that's the thing that I really miss. Like if this was a show at the Me and Thee, while they were cleaning up or whatever, we would sit, the musicians that were in the show and some of the audience, we would be in a circle, we'd be playing songs, telling stories, and talking. And so I decided early on that we would simulate that here, just use technology to make us feel connected, where that's really the thing that we lost the connection. So this has been so much fun for me. Sometimes I can't, like tonight, I can't even wait to get my part of this thing over with so I can come hang around with the people that I've invited to be here, you know, and you never know who's going to pop in. Someone will read a poem or whatever, but it's just a fun thing. So like I said, if you have a long ride home, you're you know, you get an early start if you want, but the rest of you, I recommend highly that you hang around the after party. So tonight we have Chris Trapper from the Push Stars is here. He's just one of my favorites, and Don Henry, one of the best songwriters that I ever heard of, is here. And Tony Toledo is going to read a poem. I think we'll get tell a story, and Meredith will come back maybe and do a poem for us, and you don't know who else will be here. But before that, in my attempt to get off of the novella writing into songs thing, I wrote this song called Boom Chukka Wang Wang, and we're going to play it now, and it's going to be a dance party, right? And so, before we do that, I want you all to figure out, how many people here know how to get into the part of Zoom where you can put a hat on and all that stuff. So here, we're going to teach you. I'm just going to take a minute with this now, all right? So if you're on a PC, this is especially good for you, but no matter what, where your camera is, where it says stop video, click the up arrow next to it. If you're on a phone, it might be hard, but if you're on a camera, on a PC or a Mac, click the up arrow, and then where it says choose video filters, click in there, right? And so Brandon, help me out with that, buddy. So you should see a screen of something should pop up that have a video of you in it, where you can see yourself in two places right there. And so if you're on a PC, Brandon, will you teach them how to go upside down? So up in the right corner, is that it?
Yep. Yeah. So right at the top of the window you're on, with the background video filters, up at the top of that screen, you're gonna see your video. You should be looking right at yourself. In the top right of that little window with your video in it, you'll see a button that says rotate 90 degrees.
So if you can do that, if you're on a PC or a new Mac, or if you have the new version of thing, I want you to flip it upside down, because you're very important to the dance party. We want you to be dancing on the ceiling here, if that's at all possible. There you go. So has anybody done that? So we got a few people, right? And so now down beneath there's all the different icons, and you can put a halo on, which is really good. You can put like that. So this is the dance party, kind of a costume party, maybe some glasses, that might be good. Or this is the guy from Lynn going over to Marblehead, sneaking around the backyards. That's him right there. Right? And then maybe this guy here, this is the guy who is trying to figure out who created the murder on the Orient Express, the train there. You could be that guy if you want, whatever you want. But I'm losing my mind here. I'm in isolation, so this is a good way for me to be insane here. And then I want you to all stand up, and I'm going to play. So Kathy, you've done a good job being on your head, and both Kathys, Kathy Leak and Kathy Sands, so good. And when you put the glasses on, you're upside down. It fools Zoom, so it thinks like it puts it around your neck or something. So that's cool too. So I want you two guys, Kathy and Kathy, to go like this, like you're dangling from the ceiling. All right, so that's good. Like you're hanging up there. That's excellent. And the rest of you, let's just dance. This song is called Boom Chukka Wang Wang. It's my new career now, only booty shaking songs, because that's where the money is. And we're just gonna dance this out, take a 2-minute break, and we'll have our after party. So go ahead, Brandon, nice and loud for everybody.
I love you, big mama, let me say that thing. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. When I see you chukka wang, it makes me wanna sing. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. My mom wants me to read and try to use my brain, but I just wanna see my baby boom chugga wang. Boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. Boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. The DJ at the wedding is so damn lame. To get this party jumping, play boom chugga wang. Boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. Boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. Break it down. Boom. Ow. Boom. Ow. Chugga wang wang.
Chugga wang wang.
Chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. Boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang.
All right, Don.
Boom, chugga, wang, wang.
Don's number one hit.
That's Don's number one hit, right? I know what love is, out the window, boom, chugga, wang, wang. That's where the money is.
Yeah.
That's what I say, boys and girls. All right, so that voice you were hearing there, that's my buddy John Svetke. He put that together. I wrote it, and he did a great job doing it, so I want to thank him for that. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and we'll have an after party. If you can throw something in the hat for the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Fund, that's good. But we're also gonna try to help out the me and thee. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and we'll see what happens.
Woo, don't miss the party.
All right, boys and girls, here we are back again. Thank you for everyone that came out tonight, and thank you to everyone who was able to donate and keep the lights on at this house that we're leaving. Keeping the lights on in the new house, that's what I think. And that music that you were hearing is from Raymond Gonzalez. Raymond Gonzalez, fantastic guitar player and teacher. He's a professor at Salem State. He teaches music and all kinds of stuff there. And he's a local guy, lives in Gloucester now. He was in the after party last week, so we've been using his music to try to spread the word about Raymond Gonzalez. So, let's see. I'm going to ask my friend Dawn to start this thing. To start this thing off. So I want to introduce you to Don Henry. Don Henry is a fantastic songwriter. I mean, he's written songs for some of the great people in country music and other genres too. And I'm just delighted to have him here tonight. And he's also a really good, interesting guy. Not just a talented one, but just a good guy to hang with and everything. So this is really special for me that he's here. So please welcome Mr. Don Henry.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's good to be here. This is really inspiring, Don. Meredith, wow. I think the only thing missing is, I think maybe those poems need some music, and I know a guy who's willing to do that, especially that last one. God, that was really great, and this is so much fun. All right, this is a new song. I realize to most of you these will all be new songs. Can you hear okay?
Yes. It sounds good, Don.
Okay. Point your car down the highway of hope. Snare a star with some Roy Rogers rope. Cry in the sun, laugh in the rain. Grab a little life by the jugular vein. Point your troubles and cares in your car down the highway of hope. Put your mind in a leisurely suit. Take your time on the scenery route. Up in the hills, lighten your load. Get a little thrill at a fork in the road. Put your heart and your soul and your mind in a leisurely suit. And rearrange arrangements tangled up in the rattlesnake weed. And surround yourself, your ever-loving self, with the kind of love you need. Not the kind of love you think you want, but the kind of love you need. Override all the swears that you swore. Like the tide reshuffles ashore. Your hurdles are real, but your phobia's fake. Pitfalls, pratfalls, or pieces of cake. Override all the devils and doubts and the swears that you swore. And rearrange arrangements tangled up in the rattlesnake weed. And surround yourself, your ever-loving self, with the kind of love you need. Not the kind of love you think you want, but the kind of love you need. Dun-da, 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 dun-da. Well, today is finally here. Time to say, hey, who's that dude in the mirror? Sucking it up, saying goodbye to that same old lame old heartbroken guy. Well, tomorrow's today and today is finally here. Yeah, tomorrow's today and today is finally here. Yeah, tomorrow's today and today is finally here.
Nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Don.
Beautiful. Thank you.
everybody.
Woo, thank you,
Wonderful.
Don.
Love
Thank
That
it.
you.
was beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Don. So if you'll hang around next time we go around, we'll chat a little bit, and you can let us
Sounds
know
good.
what you've got coming up. Let's hear it again one more time for Don Henry, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so now I want to introduce Chris to you. Chris Trapper is somebody that I know from way back. So Chris, you're Chris, so we need to fix that. So
Chris, I'm getting a really bad echo from you every time you unmute. If you have headphones that you could plug into your iPad, that would help. I'm not sure if that's an option for you. We'll come back to you in a second, okay? I think he just got up to get headphones.
yeah, so Chris Trapper, those of you that don't know, was in a band called the Push Stars. They were, they did so well, and they're still together. But he's got a big solo thing going. He's just a fantastic songwriter, and I remember him kicking around the open mics way back in the day. And then all of a sudden, next thing you knew, he was. I think they had, I don't know, multiple songs placed in movies over the years, and he's just a world-class songwriter and performer, and so I'm delighted that he's. We'll see how it goes with him. There he is, right there. We're having a Zoom moment, everybody. So, hey, my daughter said to me the other day, she looked at me and my hair was sideways and had my sweatpants on. She looked me from toe to head and she said, "No Zoom meetings today, Dad."
That's a good one.
Don, you keep talking about that you're moving. Where are you moving to? Are you purposefully not telling us?
Well, I'll be performing from an undisclosed secret location next week. I'm moving to my son's apartment in Lynn here, and then we're going to wait and see if the market turns in a direction where I can afford to buy something after selling the house. So we're looking up north, Ipswich, up there someplace. We'll see.
Beautiful.
So Chris, unmute yourself and see how that goes now.
It's a nice reversal. Dad moving in with son.
So
Now,
Chris,
okay.
oh
Is
yeah,
that-
that's much better.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. So I was
Sorry I missed sound check. I had to bring my kid for braces. So braces come first. I mean, I hate to say it.
Sorry about your teeth, but I got to go to sound check.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
But I was just bragging about you. I remember you in the open mic scene, and the next thing I knew, your songs were in movies and all kinds of stuff. So you've had a nice, you're a good success story. Plus, I'm a huge fan, a big fan of the way you write and what you write and all that. So I'm delighted that you're here. And you do a show, Chris, every week, or is it every week?
I've been doing it maybe three nights a month. And Don, it's great to hear you too. Like you're one of my favorite memories of starting out in Boston. Just getting to hear you, and you have such a positive vibe and a great loving vibe, and you feel very John Prine-ish to me, which I like, Boston's own John Prine. So
can I write that down? I'm going to write that down, I think.
Wow,
go
you should
ahead.
write that
Go
down.
ahead.
Well, I'm a huge fan. It's a mutual admiration. I know that you're busy and all that, and so I'm glad that you're here. So we're going to put the information for your shows in all the chats. So this isn't on 3 platforms. This is some people here in Zoom, but it's going to YouTube and Facebook as well. And so
Awesome.
Hopefully it will drive some people to your event. When is the next one? Can you
Awesome.
tell me?
The next one will be next Saturday night. Well, I don't know what the date is, but
So listen, anytime you're free on a Thursday, just pop in. Like, I'll just drag you in for a song, and you can announce that you're going to play it on Saturday. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Every little bit helps. And these folks that come to this thing, they're really good if they like what they hear to support for supporting it. So every little bit helps, right?
Absolutely, always, of course, yeah.
Will you play a tune for us, my friend?
Yeah, I'd be honored to. I was thinking about the penniless thing that you were saying, and that it just reminded me of this song of mine. And I love hearing about your parents too, and the first verse of that one song. I like to brighten every after party that I do with a song about death, just to get to spice things up. So this is my song about death. Here we go. keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Here's what to do when my time comes to pass. What Charlie told me through the reflection in his glass. Don't waste time praying, 'cause I'm never coming back. Just throw a party in my name and put the keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Here's what to write on the stone over my grave. His friends were earned and not a penny saved. Don't waste time crying, 'cause you two are on your way to meet me at the pawn shop in the sky. Put the keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Smile and know I love you till the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
Beautiful.
That's a great rhyme to deliver. Pizza deliver. That's a great rhyme.
Well, thank you. And Don, that was a great song also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you much.
The other Don, who I can't see now, but I saw you before. But yeah.
Well, Chris, you'll hang around, and next time through, we'll chat a little bit. That's one of the things I like, is to just make it conversational, you know. So we'll talk a little bit like we were hanging around at what was the name of that place in Somerville that sold the Louisiana food, the smoke.
Dixie Kitchen. No, not Dixie Kitchen. Red Bones.
Red Bones.
Red Bones, yeah.
We'll chat like we were hanging around at Red Bones after the open mic.
That sounds cool. That sounds good.
All right, one more time for Chris Trapper, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you.
Right, so now I want to tell you a story, boys and girls, just a little story. We've been trying to get Jeff Bartley to get online, and we've worked really hard, and many people have tried and failed, and we came as close as you can come, but his technology just wouldn't do it. We got him as close as you could be to do it, and he wanted to do it, and we wanted to have him here. But he's going to have to upgrade his internet, I think. Like, there's nothing, like, we just couldn't get it from his thing out, right? But I thought, because I love the guy a lot, and he's been so important, that we would just play a video of him performing at actually a Louisiana rib place called Smoky Joe's in Brighton, where, just so you know, Jeff Bartley, if you don't know him, he knows more about American blues music and American root music than anybody. He's like an encyclopedia of it. And in this place, which we'll see this film of, he would take all the songs that he knew, like 3 pages worth, and leave them on a table, and you could just pick one. And you wouldn't just play it. He'd say, this was Blind Lemon Jefferson, recorded in 1927 at a place in Indiana called Joe's Recording Studio. He just knew, like he's just that guy, and he's a treasure here. And if you know him, drop him a note. I think he could use a hello. I think COVID and isolation has banged a few of us around more than others. So, Brandon, are you set for this now?
Yep. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
All right. So this is just one song by Jeff Bartley, so that we can anticipate the day when he gets his internet set up and we can have him here with us. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm standing on the corner with a bucket in my hand. I just waiting on a woman, cause she ain't got no man. My bucket got a hole in it. Lord, my bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. Can't buy no beer. Well, there ain't no use. I mean, working so hard when I got two girlfriends up working in the Boston job. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. Can't buy no beer.
You guys have really nice shoes. I like the shoes.
Thanks, buddy.
You actually play some fucking pretty mean guitar.
Well, I went up on the mountain. I looked down in the sea. All the crabs and the fishies doing a bebop to beat. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole. Yeah, you know, the shoes, they contribute a lot to the tone. You know what I'm talking about? Well, there ain't no use. I mean, working so hard when I got me girlfriend up working in the Boston job. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. I fucked that up completely.
What song are we playing?
I went to another planet there for a minute. Well, I went up on a mountain. I looked down in the sea. All the crabs and the fishies looking back at me. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. Well, I'm waiting on the corner with a bucket in my hand. I'm waiting on a woman. She ain't got no man. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole in it. Can't buy no beer. Well, I'm standing on the corner, just waiting on a woman. She ain't got no man. My bucket got a hole in it. My bucket got a hole. I have to redeem myself. My bucket got a hole in it. Can't buy no beer.
That's so awesome.
Yay.
All right.
Great. Beautiful.
So this is Jeff Barley with, so, Brandon, if you can find his email or something, put it in the thing if anyone wants
His,
to drop
his
it.
website's already in the chat.
Good. So, drop Jeff a note. I think he'd appreciate it. So, let's go. Let's get Meredith to do another poem for us, and then we'll go another round. Meredith, what do you think?
Sure.
All right. So,
Sure. Okay. So, boy, it's so much fun. It is, Chris, it's so much fun to hear you again. and Don, it's wonderful. Both Dons. It's just how fun it is. Okay, so I've said it's now fun, and now I'm gonna go, and we're gonna. So I don't know if any of you have done any walking on any sidewalks in the last month, or I do a lot of walking in the woods, and I have needed those little things that you put on the bottom of your feet. You know, those yak tracks, those things. It's been like I was thinking about this today. We've gone from this time of having no traction, right, having ice, to now there's too much traction. There's like mud, right? But for a long time, I needed those yak tracks. And so when I was putting on the yak tracks, I noticed that when you put them on, if you look at the heel, it says heel talon. Apparently, talon means heel in French. So that made me think of this. This is called talon. I just learned in French, the word that they'll use for a heel is a talon. If I were to choose a bird, would I prefer a sparrow or a falcon? Would I ride the thermal, soar, get the bird's eye view from the summit mountains? Would I watch the spring unfold from sheltered branch budding to summer blossoms? Have a frequent lunch of squirmy worms, seeds from a swinging feeder, or search for silver perch, for startled squirrels or racing rabbit speeders? If I flew down from the blue, from regal view into a frightening shadow, or to sing a song of spring, longing coming, prompting opening windows, fearsome beak and earthward streak into the lake, flexing my fearsome talons, or flutter into puddles, would I prefer to frequent flowing fountains, to appear free from all fear, or watch windows from nearby leafy boughs? Then if I were to choose a bird, would I prefer a sparrow or a falcon?
Beautiful. Nicely done.
Oh yeah. Oh
Here,
yeah.
there it is. Really raising the property value here at the raising the property value with some good words. Thank you, Meredith, for bringing your wonderful energy here today, and we look forward to. We'll get you and Chris to come to the after party sometime and sing. But you know what? If we do that, you can read a poem too. I think that would be good. All right, one more time for Meredith, please, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so Don Henry, let's talk a little bit, buddy. Let's. So I was reading about you. You grew up in California, is that right?
Yeah, about 80 miles south of San Francisco in the Salinas Valley in a little town called Morgan Hill.
What would you say was, or were you drawn to song lyrics early, or did that come to you later, or what was an influence that you can remember when you were growing up in California?
Well, musicals and all the Disney stuff, all the Sherman Brothers stuff. So I liked the melodies and the whole thing, but since I couldn't play an instrument, I just wrote poetry, or I would rewrite the lyrics to other people's songs.
I see. When did you first take it seriously? When did you first start writing your own stuff?
Well, my old man was a lifelong musician, and it's what he did for a living. And so there were always instruments around the house, and he could play anything you put in front of him. So there was always something to pick up and play. At some point, I realized if I was going to keep doing this, I was going to have to teach myself to play the guitar. So I borrowed one of his guitars and practiced. Later, many years later, he said, the reason I never pushed you, because I didn't want to scare you away, He goes, I was afraid if I started pushing it on you, you wouldn't want to do it. And he was probably right, because I really took to it quickly. And of course, he was there to help with any chord changes I couldn't come up with.
Boy, that's nice to have a dad that way.
Oh God, it was wonderful. And so, I'm an only child, so I would sit in my room and write these songs. And one day he would work at clubs at night sometimes, and while he was getting ready for work, he said, "Hey, come in here and play me a couple songs. Your mom says you've been writing songs." I said, "Yeah, I don't think they're any good." And I played him a couple songs, and he said, "People do that for a living." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, if you want to do that, if that's something you think you might want to do, I'll take you in and you can demo these songs and maybe, see if it's something you'd like to do. But here's the deal. When you come home from school, the way they write, they write in little cubicles for 6 hours a day and stuff. You have to learn how to do that." So he said, when you come home from school, you got to go in your room for an hour or 90 minutes and just make yourself write songs every day. And I'm not very structured in anything else in my life, but I really wanted to do that. So I said, sure. And I would come home after football practice and just fall asleep with a guitar in my arms. And, he knew I was serious. So he knew a lot of people in Nashville. And he said, "Yeah, if you want to go out there, I'll haul your car out there after you graduate from high school." And that's what I did.
Let's hear it for being a good dad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. sweetheart, man. He was a brother to me since I didn't have any brothers. We did everything together, and we took that adventure together as well.
Do you know Pat Victor?
I know that name.
Pat Victor was a guest for us, and we were talking, and he's the only child too, so he has a lot of those same, the same sort of view of the world where he had free time to think. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have brothers and sisters punching him in the nose all the time. He was out using his imagination. You guys should get together. He was in a band called Brother Son, and he's
yes, that's where I know that name. Of course, I love those guys.
He's a good guy too, and
Yeah.
he was in New York City. So I'll connect you two guys. So would you play another tune for us,
Sure,
Don?
absolutely. Oops. Here's another new one.
I love this, the debuts. The debut on the Don White Show.
Yeah. Well, these are, they're it's like you ask any writer what their favorite song is, it's always their current song. So I don't know if these are any good, but they're the ones I know the best right now because I've been working on them so much. Oh, hold on, let me plug the guitar in. Oi, monkey boy, sure-tailed and swinging free, as nimble as a gnat, but with a propensity to be blind as a bat when your damsel's in distress. Get your pea brain on the A train, or she'll find a new address. Oi, monkey boy, a magician in the trees, as flippant as a frog, but with a proclivity to be deaf as a log when your maiden lady sings. Better get your poo together, for there's nothing left to fling. A monkey boy, evolutionary child. You're older now than time to face your crocodile. Hey, Lady Jane awaits, she's entangling your twine. Don't be coy, monkey boy, 'cause you're running out of vine. Oi, monkey boy, your so-called aptitude is not that great a thing. Hell, I've seen it in the nude. That pride of which you swing is made of narcissistic luck. Doesn't hang that way forever, everyone gets blunderstruck. A monkey boy, evolutionary child. You're older now than God save the juvenile. Hey, Lady Jane awaits, reevaluates her time. Don't be coy, monkey boy, 'cause you're running out of vine. Big solo here. Pay attention now. It's a trick play. Your Darwinistic farce and facade of Socrates is just a Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey circus show of fleas. She doesn't need to know it all when she laughs or when she cries. She just needs someone to listen with their heart and ears and eyes. A monkey boy, evolutionary child. You're older now than time to face your crocodile. Hey, Lady Jane awaits, she's entangling your twine. Don't be coy, monkey boy, 'cause you're running out of vine. Oh, I'm monkey boy, evolutionary child. You're older now than God save the juvenile. Hey, Lady Jane awaits, reevaluates her time. Don't be coy, monkey boy, 'cause you're running out of vine. Don't be coy, monkey boy, 'cause you're running out of vine. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Don. So I really
Great.
that was great, man. So we're gonna go around one more time. So we're looking forward to hearing another tune for you. One more time from Don Henry, please, everybody.
Don, love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
They still got the afterbirth on them. It's good.
Oh man, that's bad, but I like it.
All right, Chris Trapper, let's talk a little bit. So, Chris, where did you grow up? Were you a New Englander, Chris, or?
No, I grew up in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, all right. So you know something about snow, don't you?
A little bit, yeah, of course.
I have a friend who lived in central Maine, like north of Bangor, right? Well, you know, it's
Yeah.
snowy there. And he moved to Buffalo, and he said, I had to go back to northern Maine because there was too much snow in Buffalo.
Right, right. Well, Boston seems downright tropical compared to Buffalo. So beautiful.
What do they call it? The lake effect, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so growing up there, was there a music scene? What lit your fuse out there?
So I'm actually the youngest of 6 kids, and we grew up in a 3-bedroom house. So at one point in time, I had a brother listening to Hendrix, another brother listening to Bruce Springsteen and cranking Springsteen, and another brother listening to show tunes. So there's no way to really escape the other brother's stereos. So I was just exposed to all kinds of music all the time. And so I picked up my sister gave me her guitar because she never touched it. And then I started to learn Simon and Garfunkel songs. And then at some point in time, I tried to write my own song because I was always bubbling over with emotion about school. And, you know, I stuttered really badly when I was a kid. So I'd get picked on all the time in school. And so songwriting just became a real outlet for me back then of just emotional turmoil. And then later on, you know, in college, it became a way to meet girls. And then I started a band and then started another band. And then here I am talking to you tonight. So
all the way, you made it to Zoom. Man, there you go.
I know. Exactly.
Did you say you were the youngest?
The youngest, yeah.
So I think the youngest, you know, like there's something, they're kind of like only children because the parents have just totally given up at that point. They're like,
oh yeah, oh
right,
absolutely,
like,
yeah.
We just hope you don't die. Good luck, right? Like,
right,
you know,
yeah.
Like, so there's a lot of freedom and imagination there too, don't you think?
Yeah, my parents would often be towards me. They'd kind of look at me like, "Oh, you're here. We forgot about you." Like, "Oh, okay, gotcha." Yeah.
I was the oldest, so I was the one they experimented on, and none of my I had to fight all the fights, and then my brothers and sisters, and there was no fight left in my parents after that. I'm like, you bastards, you know, like nobody told you to get a haircut. Nobody told I had to fight these battles. I want some money. You should pay me.
Yeah, no, you're the litmus test for the whole family. You're everything that works and doesn't work. We'll see how it goes with them.
That's right. I'm the one they experimented on before they threw the towel in.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think some of the real reasons why I feel a need to go on stage and have people clap for me is because I'm still looking for that parental approval and attention, and so I need this to feel good about myself. I need that. So
you're the youngest one of 6. Nobody's hanging your drawers on the refrigerator.
No, it's not happening. No. In fact, I can only find maybe one picture of me under the age of 18. There's a one picture that exists.
Just to prove you were there. Well,
right.
You know, you should thank them because they produced a great songwriter and a really nice guy. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope we get to hang out a little bit when this is all over, Chris. I enjoy you a lot. I like, you know, you got a nice way about you, and I'm a big fan of what you're doing. So
likewise.
Why don't you play another tune for us?
Cool. So like Don, I'll play a newish song. It's not brand new. It came out actually right before the pandemic happened. I had written this song. It ended up being a little kind of it felt a little bit like a pandemic kind of song. You know, it wasn't meant for that. So, but this is a song. It's called "Make It Through." We're at the intersection. Should I laugh or should I cry? What's it gonna be? I can barely decide. I feel your frustration, but you keep it in your mind and say I love you. And we'll make it through. We'll make it through. We're on a roller coaster that we never meant to ride. Started off so slow, didn't know it went so high. You slipped me a smile, but I can't see you're terrified. I say I love you. Each time the sun comes up, I'm grateful for the day. Though you're sleeping, I can't help but kiss your face. It's quiet times in this old house when nobody's awake that I think of all the things I need to say. Remembering the first time we lost somebody that we knew. The sky was falling and the birds stopped chirping too. It's a helpless feeling when you don't know what to do. Just say I love you and make it through. 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 Make it through.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Woo!
Thank you.
Beautiful,
Thank
Chris.
Oh, that's
Go
great.
back to the
Love
gallery.
it.
Oh, thank
Dude, you are
And
fantastic.
you might have been feeling that pandemic before it got there, you know?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So when did you say that your next on Facebook show was?
My next Facebook show will be not this Saturday, but next Saturday, whatever that date is.
All right, so everybody check out Chris. So Chris,
The 4th.
we'll do one more quick round. One more time for Chris Trapper. everybody.
Chris,
Well,
awesome.
I'm clapping for
Fantastic.
myself.
All right, Chris.
Wow.
All right, so now, before we do our lightning round, I want to introduce my friend Tony here. Tony Toledo is a dear friend of mine. Him and I started something here in Lynn called Speak Up. It's been running for 12 years now. It's a spoken word open mic that was designed to reach people that are unreachable, you know, kids that are homeless and people that don't speak English well and people with mental health issues. It was a place for everybody that wasn't welcome in other places, and he was the host for 7 years before we sort of dished it off. He's also a great storyteller. I've been in the storytelling world now since 2015, and I had to play for children. And man, the last thing in this world I wanted to do was play for children, but you have to when you play these festivals. So Tony saved my life. I would go to his house and he would just teach me these stories that worked with children. He's a fantastic storyteller and a real good friend of mine, and I asked him to come tonight and just tell us one story. So please welcome Tony Toledo.
Hey,
Hey,
Oh,
Tony.
Yay, Tony.
I liked it when we had Speak Up, and one time we had the mayor of Lynn came in and read a proclamation and declared it Don White Day in Lynn. And Don looked up and said, "This obviously didn't come with a background check, did it?" And he asked, "Did this come with a parking spot in City Hall?" And she said no. And he got his Don White proclamation on an official, beautiful piece of paper and had it over there. And I got to say that if you're going to have a partner in doing something, and Don had the idea to do Speak Up, it was just terrific. So I think part of the success of that is because it was just he and I. We didn't have a committee of 27 people you're trying to line up together. He would just call me or I'd call him. We'd figure it out. And to think of a story I wanted to share tonight, it's funny when you talk about working with kids, Don, because that's the story that popped up today. This is called The Kindergarten Kid. I've been making my living as a storyteller for 20 years, and I was down on the South Shore. It was in March, and I ended up doing a school program. It was first graders, second graders, and kindergarten kids. So they joined in, and they laughed with all the parts they're supposed to, and they were chanting. And in the last story, I go ahead and say, "All right, boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get picked to come up here and be famous with me in front of the whole school." So they're over there. So they start to jump up and I say, wait. I only pick people who are sitting on their buttercups, and all the kids sit down. And then they're going, pick me. I said, oh, wait. Kids, I only pick people who are quiet. And they said, oh, okay. So then they're waving like this. And one kid is in the front row. He's in kindergarten, and he's waving like crazy. And he's over here back and forth. So I picked him, and he got up, and he was supposed to say, "I saw what you did, cat," and be an old man. And it comes out, "I saw what you did, cat," And I thought he's got a speech impediment. He's a kindergarten kid. That happens all the time. So the speech therapist will work with him. It'll be fine. He's standing up there with me and he's kind of bouncing around while I'm telling the story, but he was there and hanging out. And I finish up. He did good. You know, he's a kindergarten kid. I get done with the whole story and the program, and the kids were fine, and the teachers, all the kids are starting to file out. And then this teacher comes up to me and she's crying. And I said, "Is everything all right?" She goes, "Everything's fine." I said, "What's happened? What do you mean?" And she said, "You know that boy that was the old man?" I go, "Yeah." She said, "He's in my kindergarten class. That boy's autistic. He's never raised his hand from September to March for anything. Nobody in the school ever heard him speak before." And then I got misty-eyed and I thought, my gosh, you know, just the joy of being able to try to do something I love and share it with these kids. And I think that as adults, we try to react to whatever, you know, if a kid likes trains, you find stories about trains, or if somebody loves math, you teach them with math. But for me to go ahead and have that kid just wake up like that was just a joy. I think in this world, we all try to go out and do the best we can. And that little boy will live in my heart for a long time.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks, Tony.
Incredible story, Tony.
Man.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Made
Tony,
my
you
night.
really brought it that time.
Tony.
Honey. So I just want to say this: the arts, you know, take a beating in this world, you know, but nothing speaks to people in pain like art does. And when you create something and you put your heart into it, you don't know where it will go. You don't know what it will do. You can't tell. And somewhere out there, some song you wrote, some story you told, some poem that somebody read is giving somebody something to hang on to. And it's nice if you can make money at it. It's nice if you can make a living at it. But that's, you know, if there was no money in it, and many times there is no money in it, that's, I don't know how you put a price on somebody saying to you, you know, I used this song when I was in pain, I used this when I was suffering, whatever. So thank you, Tony, and thank you to all the artists and everything. So we're going to have a lightning round here. And what that means is, basically, we try to wrap this up around 9:30, but it looks like probably closer to 9:45 tonight. So, not saying you have to do a short song. What I'm saying is we've got a list of covers that you can't do. Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands, Inagata Davida, Alice's Restaurant, anything that takes up the whole side of an album is off limits. But everything else is good. And so let's do the lightning round. So on your mark, get set, Don Henry, go, songwriter, go.
Is it a cover tune we're doing?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. Okay. I'm already disqualified for not being prepared. These are trying times, crying times, but I'll bide my time till my stars are aligned and love lifts me up. 'Cause all it takes is love, love is all it takes to deliver me from what I've become from my mistakes. I'll endure the hounds of hell, but all for heaven's sake. 'Cause all it takes is love, love is all it takes. Ooh, ooh. I have paid my dues, played my blues for food and shoes, but I will spread the news when love lifts me up. 'Cause all it takes is love, love is all it takes to deliver me from what I've become from my mistakes. I'll endure the hounds of hell, but all for heaven's sake. 'Cause all it takes is love, love is all it takes. Ooh, ooh. I'll be all right tomorrow if I can just fight today. Through those garden gates is a sacred place to meditate and patiently await for love to lift me up. Everyone now. 'Cause all it takes is love. Love is all it takes to deliver me from what I've become, from my mistakes. I'll endure the hounds of hell, but all for heaven's sake. 'Cause all it takes is love. Love is all it takes. All it takes is love. Love is all it takes. All it takes is love. Love is all it takes. Ooh, ooh.
Oh man.
Oh, Dawn.
that was
Beautiful.
Thank you guys. Good singing, man.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you much.
Don, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here. But you know, I hope
I'm honored, Don. Thank you to be amongst this, just all these wonderful people and just see some faces. It's beautiful.
Do you have something coming up we can direct people to, Dawn?
Yes, in the first 3 weeks of April, starting the 2nd, John Vesner and I are a part of a duo called the Don Juans, and we'll be the band behind Tom Paxton doing virtual shows from Nashville, several shows. So check tompaxton.com or thedonjuans.com for that. And I've got a brand new album, a Halloween album. It's a little early to talk about it now, maybe. But it came out last October, but we're getting some vinyl, some orange vinyl printed up for this fall, and check out followeenrecords.com. The name of the album is Folloween. It's full of autumn songs. So thank you very much, Don.
You're welcome, Dawn. Thank you so much. I think the world of you, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you a little bit more down the road. Well, let's hear for Don Henry, please, everybody.
Thank you very much.
beautiful.
Thanks. I'm gonna go buy some Chris Trapper music and some Meredith Thompson books. So
good. That's right.
I'm serious.
All the artists are supporting each other. That's right. If they won't do it, we'll do it ourselves.
I know it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Don. So Chris Trapper, take us home, buddy. We'll see you in 2 weeks on Saturday. Everybody got that written down there. And is there anything else you want to let us know that you're up to? Do you have any new album coming out or anything? Or
I just released a new album pretty recently. Maybe like oh shit, I screwed the head. Okay, I'll skip the strap today. I put a new record out a few months ago, and it's called Cold Water Waltz. I have a song in a movie that comes out in April. The movie is called Every Breath You Take, and that'll be I think it's like a Netflix thing or that kind of thing. And other than that, I'm booking backyard shows, driveway shows. I'll play on your roof. I'll play in a tree on your front lawn, wherever you feel comfortable. I'll play there. So,
and you live on the North Shore, right? So
I live South Shore, Westwood. It's called.
Oh, okay. So driving distance from Massachusetts, right? If you want
anywhere,
anywhere. Chris Trapper on your roof, just give him a call.
Give me a call. Show up. I'll do some roofing and play a song. So it'll be a good deal, a twofer, as they say.
Chris, I'm so glad to see you. Glad to see you're doing well. I love your work. I love I like the way you walk in this world. So I'm a huge fan. Thank you for being here. Stop by anytime. Same thing to you, to Dawn, and to everybody. Just pop in and let us know what you're doing, and we'll drive a few people to whatever it is. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Tony, that was an awesome story. I love that. It's beautiful. It reminds you how important the setup is, where you made the kid feel comfortable, and that's awesome. Don Henry is beautiful. Meredith and Don White, fantastic. And I'm just gonna do it. Don, your song about your parents dying reminded me of this song, and not to bring up death again with every song I play, but this is a song I wrote when I lost both my parents. Speaking of loss, they usually introduce this song at concerts. I'll say I lost they say I lost both my parents in a 3-year time span. I didn't lose them; they died, or something to that effect. I'm better on stage than on a stool in my living room. But this is a song called "Fuck It," but I'll take the "Fuck It." They'll self-edit that out. But this is a song I wrote when both my parents died within a 3-year time span. And you go through the various phases of grief. The first phase, you're usually very, very sad. Obviously, then the anger phase kicks in. And then there's this weird, third phase that comes in called the fuck it. I call it the fuck it phase because you decide to say, fuck it, I have to move on with my life.
Yeah.
And so I wrote this song right as that phase kicked in. So,
Chris, I don't think you need to censor yourself. Just sing your song, brother.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'd like? You've been working on a rock opera recently. It's a 3-hour. You mind if I work on that? It's a 3-hour thing. Let me.
Go ahead.
No.
We got this gigantic mute button. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. So then this song is called "Fuck It." Okay. Here we go. I don't compete much cause I don't care if I win. Spend way too much time worrying whether my ship will sink or swim. If anyone was wondering what's my philosophy, I can only tell you what it seems to be. Fuck it. Father Time can just suck it. I'll keep my head in a bucket so I can see my own sky. Take your random acts of violence and every moment of silence. I've got a great place to file it where the sun does not shine. Will you be nice to me and I will be nice back to you? That is my religion and my constitution too. Well, everyone's so paranoid with 3 locks on their door, afraid to make eye contact at the grocery store. Fuck it. Father Time can just suck it. I'll keep my head in a bucket so I can make my own sky. Take your random acts of violence and every moment of silence. I've got a great place to file it where the sun does not shine. It's very, very hard to self-mix the kazoo. Okay. So if I wake up in a hospital with magnets on my head, eating from a tube and spilling pans beneath my bed, well, nobody is authorized to ever pull the plug, cause I'll be feeling fine since I found a new drug. It's called fuck it. Father Time can just suck it. I'll keep my head in a bucket so I can see my own sky. Take your random acts of violence and every moment of silence. I've got a great place to file it. The sun does not shine. Take your eternal sadness for every moment of gladness. Let's all descend into madness and have a great time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris Trapper.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's
guys.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Woo!
Fuck it.
My goodness.
Just the best death song ever. Nicely done, Chris. They're really
Thanks,
nice.
Don. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right, thanks for everybody for being here, and thanks for being nice to each other. Like I've been saying, pick up the phone, call somebody that's alone. A little bit goes a long way. I'm done talking to some people on the phone. I'm sure that I'm the first person they spoke to in a month. Takes a little bit of time, and it means a lot. I'm going to end this really good night. I want to thank everybody. So let's thank Don Henry. Yay! Chris Trevor. Meredith Thompson, and in absentia, Jeff Bartley.
Hey, bad Jeff.
All right, so let me just play this one here. This is called Angel in Pieces, and it's a
Oh, I
song
love that.
about believing in people when they're not well enough to believe in themselves. I'm looking forward to being back on the road, but there's a few things I'm going to miss about this. One of the things is the mute button. Don't you wish you could like bring a mute button with you to your gigs and like just like mute the drunk in the third row? Come on, would that be fantastic or what?
And the stop video.
What's that?
I said, and the stop video, you know.
Stop video too.
You can be there without being there or not be there and be there.
That would be good.
But I think I'm gonna do this anyway. I think the world is turned this way. I think that it's gonna be a hybrid. That the venues are gonna stream, and that I'm going to try to make up the difference on the road. Like I'm gonna like try to eliminate the gigs I don't want to do, but supplement them this way. But we'll see how it plays out. So anyway, thank you everybody for a lovely night, and thanks for being nice to each other. I appreciate you all so much.
Thanks, Deb.
Woo, love you, buddy.
She walked into the room like she was walking off a cliff. In my mind I said, what kind of shattered angel is this? Her walk said, I've surrendered. Her face, I've had enough. Her eyes were holes, they were dark and cold. They said, I've given up. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. You know, life rains down so hard upon some people that we know. It tears their faith and their hope away, and they walk around like ghosts, and we see them as they are breaking, and as their spirit dies, but deep inside we still believe they will come alive and fly. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Now she walks across the room like she could walk across the sky. And those old dark eyes are still alive. They set the room on fire. This is no shattered angel. I say to myself, I feel Zuzu's petals. I hear one small bell. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Look how beautiful you are. Thank you for another great everybody.
I know it's fabulous as always.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Don.
everyone.
Thank you so
Yay,
much.
Thank you, Don.
You're
Well
all
done.
welcome. Thanks again. So we don't just end this abruptly because it's too abrupt. Everybody gets a white screen and they have a powerful sense of how alone they are in the world. So we just let you say goodbye and click off one at a time. It's much more gentle that way.
All right.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Don. See you soon.
Yeah, bye. Well, be well.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yep. Say
thanks,
bye,
Brandon.
Facebook
Bye.
and YouTube,
All right.
everybody.
Great job.
Thank you both, John.